Today we're diving into 15 amazing but seriously underrated games that you need to try right now. These hidden gems are packed with creative ideas and gameplay that will keep you hooked, but they haven't gotten the love they deserve. If you enjoy discovering new favorites, make sure to hit that subscribe button and let's jump into these gems that you're probably missing out on. Gunfire Reborn is a vibrant, action-packed roguelite shooter, blending FPS, RPG, and roguelike mechanics, set in a charming cel-shaded world. Developed by Duoyi Games, this title offers a unique combination of fast-paced shooting and strategic exploration. Players control one of several unlockable heroes, each with distinct abilities, and traverse procedurally generated levels filled with enemies, weapons, and challenging bosses. The game's core revolves around randomized loot and occult scrolls that modify gameplay, encouraging different builds on each run. Players can enhance their playstyle with over 100 items, including new weapons and powerful scrolls. Every new environment presents a fresh set of challenges, from unlocking hidden vaults with trials to facing unique enemies that match the thematic setting of each zone. Progression is rewarded through Essence, which unlocks new characters, abilities, and permanent upgrades. You can play solo or team up with up to 3 friends in online co-op mode, making it a fun experience for both single-player enthusiasts and cooperative players. The game's dynamic environments and weapons ensure that no 2 runs are alike, keeping gameplay fresh and engaging. Gladiator is an action-packed gladiator combat game that blends intense, real-time battles with role-playing elements. Players take on the role of a gladiator in a brutal arena, fighting for survival and fame in the Roman Empire. The game features a rich combat system where players can perform a variety of strikes, parries, and combos using a range of weapons, such as swords, spears, and axes. Players can also customize their gladiator with armor, weapons, and skills to enhance their chances of victory. The game offers a detailed upgrade system where players earn resources to improve their equipment, unlock new abilities, and progress through increasingly difficult challenges. It has an immersive progression system that includes both single-player and multiplayer modes, allowing players to challenge one another in arena combat. The Resistance series, developed by Insomniac Games, is a collection of first-person shooters that offers players an immersive experience in a world ravaged by alien invaders known as the Chimera. Set in an alternate history where humanity is struggling to survive during the mid-20th century, the series features both a single-player narrative and multiplayer modes. The franchise became known for blending elements of World War II with a chilling alien invasion story. The game's protagonist, Nathan Hale, fights against the Chimera during the 1950s, as the alien race wreaks havoc across Europe. This first entry gained attention for its unique weaponry and expansive environments. The series progressed with Resistance 2, 2008, where Hale's journey continues with more refined gameplay mechanics, including co-op modes and intense alien combat. Resistance 3, introducing a deeper, more emotional narrative while maintaining the fast-paced action. Throughout the series, Resistance games are celebrated for their distinctive art direction, combining gritty realism with a supernatural alien presence, alongside their wide variety of weapons like the iconic Bullseye rifle and Rossmore 236 shotgun. Devil's Hunt is an action-packed game with RPG elements, developed by the independent Polish studio Leapi Games. The story centers on Desmond Pierce, a 26-year-old man who finds himself in the middle of a war between angels and demons after a failed suicide attempt. Instead of eternal torment, Lucifer offers him the chance to return to Earth as a hellish executioner tasked with collecting souls. As he navigates the chaos, Desmond struggles with his internal conflict, torn between his human side and the demonic powers granted to him. The gameplay is presented from a third-person perspective and mixes intense combat with environmental puzzles. Desmond's abilities evolve as he progresses, with players able to switch between human and demonic powers. The game's linear story is influenced by how you balance these two sides, but it doesn't force a permanent choice between them. Evil West is an action-packed game developed by Flying Wild Hog, blending the Wild West with supernatural elements, set in an alternate history where the United States has been overtaken by vampire hordes. players take on the role of a skilled monster hunter, part of a secret government organization dedicated to wiping out these creatures. The game's protagonist, Jesse Rentier, uses a mix of firearms, melee combat, and a powerful gauntlet that channels lightning to battle the vampire threats. The combat is visceral and dynamic, with an emphasis on fast-paced, arena-style fights and various upgrades as you progress. The story weaves together elements of classic Western and horror genres, creating a unique narrative where traditional gunslinging meets monstrous foes and high-tech gadgets. The Hong Kong Massacre is a fast-paced, action-packed game inspired by classic Hong Kong action movies. Developed by Werewolf and published by Untold Tales, it plunges players into a gritty, neon-lit world of crime and vengeance. You take on the role of a former police detective seeking retribution for the murder of his partner. The gameplay blends slow-motion mechanics, dynamic dodging, and intense shootouts in vivid underworld locations. Each shootout is a cinematic spectacle where every move counts. Slow down time to dodge bullets, plan your next strike, and take down enemies in brutal, high-stakes confrontations. The game's challenging mechanics require you to stay aware of your surroundings, exploit the environment, and make every shot count. As you progress through its crime-riddled city, you unlock new weapons and face ever more dangerous enemies. The game's style is reminiscent of hard-boiled action flicks, offering both tough action sequences and strategic gameplay. Is a unique blend of humor and survival adventure set in the vastness of space. Developed by Red Ruin Softworks, this first-person game challenges players to navigate the wreckage of a massive spaceship, crafting tools, vehicles, and even fighting off flying robots. The story follows an ordinary guy, known only as the Man, who, while en route to a space cemetery with his grandfather's coffin, finds himself caught in a catastrophic event. The game invites players to explore the wreckage, piece together the mysteries of the explosion, and face the perils of space, including extreme temperatures, radiation, and bizarre, often comical challenges. What sets Breathedge apart is its quirky, dark humor, combined with the intricate crafting mechanics and the immersive experience of floating through space. Players are required to manage their oxygen supply, search for materials, and build a variety of equipment to survive. Shady Knight is a fast-paced first-person action game where players take on the role of a knight revived in a fantastical world after being defeated in battle. Guided by a talking skull, the protagonist seeks revenge in a vibrant, low-poly world. The fluidity of movement is essential for success, as players navigate complex levels filled with both environmental challenges and combat encounters. Combat is both dynamic and strategic, with a focus on stylish, combo-driven attacks. Backstabs and using enemies as platforms for further movement are among the creative techniques available. While combat can often be bypassed, engaging in it efficiently rewards players with higher scores and progression. Journey to the Savage Planet is a vibrant, humorous space exploration adventure game developed by Typhoon Studios. The story begins as you take on the role of an employee of Kindred Aerospace, a spacefaring company ranked as the 4th best in the galaxy. Your mission is to explore the alien planet ARY-26, cataloging its flora and fauna while uncovering the mysteries hidden on this colorful and bizarre world. Set in a minimalist but richly detailed environment, the game combines exploration, discovery, and light puzzle solving. The action is complemented by a Metroidvania-style progression system where you use various upgrades to access new areas and abilities. Players can use tools like a jetpack, grappling hook, and laser pistols, as well as gadgets that enhance movement and combat. The gameplay is largely non-linear, allowing players to explore at their own pace and find new paths and upgrades, which makes the journey feel personal and rewarding. With its lighthearted tone, the game is filled with quirky humor, particularly in the form of an AI overseer who adds a comedic twist to many of your actions. For example, you'll scan creatures like the pufferbird, whose description humorously hints at its fate during your exploration. The game's combat is simple but fun, with enemies ranging from passive creatures to dangerous predators that require creative approaches to defeat. Firewatch is a first-person adventure game developed by Campo Santo, known for its atmospheric exploration and narrative-driven gameplay. Set in the Wyoming wilderness, the game casts players in the role of Henry, a fire lookout stationed in the Shoshone National Forest. His only companion is Delilah, his supervisor, with whom he communicates via walkie-talkie. The game is celebrated for its stunning art style, which blends vibrant colors with a minimalist approach, creating an immersive world full of environmental storytelling. Players navigate the dense forest, uncovering secrets while listening to the evolving relationship between Henry and Delilah. The gameplay emphasizes a leisurely pace, allowing players to wander at their own speed, solve puzzles, and enjoy the serene natural surroundings. Along the way, you'll encounter challenges like navigating rugged terrain or solving environmental puzzles. But the main focus remains on the emotional narrative and character development. The story takes a turn when strange occurrences in the forest begin to unfold, drawing Henry into a deeper mystery. Project Warlock 2 is a fast-paced retro first-person shooter. The game continues the legacy of its predecessor, with a deeper focus on exploration, combat, and strategy. Set in a world overrun by demons, the story follows 3 disciples of the Warlock from the first game, each with unique abilities and weaponry. The protagonist, Palmer, finds himself in his master's abandoned castle, seeking to uncover the truth behind the demonic invasion. Unlike its predecessor, which was heavily inspired by the 90s shooters like Wolfenstein 3D, Project Warlock 2 introduces more complex vertical map designs, enhanced enemy AI, and a wider range of spells and abilities. Players control 3 characters, each equipped with distinct powers, weapons, and upgrades, which are explored through different episodes. These characters engage in a variety of combat scenarios, taking on hordes of enemies with dynamic combat magic and devastating weaponry, including pyromancy, dark arts, and traditional firearm options. Each episode presents a fresh setting, new monsters, and unique gameplay mechanics that emphasize fast-paced action, strategic thinking, and a rich upgrade system. Thymesia is a dark action RPG that immerses players in a plague-ridden kingdom where chaos and corruption reign. You play as Corvus, a mysterious figure with the power to harness the plague itself, using it as a weapon against grotesque mutated enemies. The kingdom of Hermes once flourished, but alchemy's pursuit of power led to ruin, transforming its denizens into horrifying monsters. The game's narrative revolves around uncovering the truth hidden within Corvus's fragmented memories, with each dive into his past revealing new, disturbing secrets. The combat in Thymesia is fast-paced and strategic, heavily influenced by the game's plague weapon system. Players can seize powerful weapons from bosses and enemies, using their own diseases against them. The game also introduces a unique Raven form, allowing Corvus to perform swift attacks and execute devastating moves. Wavetale is an action-adventure game set in a captivating, story-driven world where you play as Sigrid, a young girl with the power to walk on water, granted by a mysterious shadow. The game takes place in the decaying archipelago of Strandville, a flooded city where you'll explore calm waters, face surging waves, and meet a variety of characters, from secretive hermits to cocky surfer girls and old fishermen turned fashion designers. In Wavetale, players navigate the open sea and traverse the environment using fast-paced mechanics. You can swing between buildings using a net, speed across the water's surface, and fight against sea monsters while uncovering the deep mysteries of the island's past. As you progress, you'll solve puzzles, engage in battles, and uncover a heartwarming narrative about loss, reconciliation, and family. The game also offers a personal touch through character customization options, such as changing Sigrid's appearance with hats, hair dyes, and outfits. Additionally, players can fill out Sigrid's scrapbook to learn more about the world around her. The story is enriched by interactions with various colorful islanders, and the gameplay is designed to create an engaging balance of action and emotional depth. Season: A Letter to the Future is a narrative-driven exploration game developed by Scavenger Studio. It places players in the role of Estelle, a young woman embarking on a personal journey to capture and preserve the essence of a world on the brink of change. Equipped with a bicycle, a Polaroid camera, a tape recorder, and a journal, players traverse the picturesque landscapes of the Tiang Valley, interacting with its people and documenting their stories, sounds, and visuals. The gameplay emphasizes discovery and creativity. You collect memories by photographing objects, recording environmental sounds, sketching, and writing observations in your journal. This process is designed to create a deeply personal and reflective experience, with themes of memory, legacy, and the impermanence of life woven throughout. The adaptive controls, such as pedaling the bicycle using triggers and feeling terrain textures via haptic feedback, enhance immersion, particularly on platforms like PlayStation 5. Werewolf The Apocalypse is an action-packed RPG set in the World of Darkness universe, where players take on the role of Kahal, a powerful werewolf driven by rage and a desire for redemption. The game is based on the Werewolf The Apocalypse tabletop role-playing game and is developed by Cyanide and published by Nacon. It focuses heavily on combat, character growth, and narrative choices, blending elements of stealth and action as you fight against the corrupt corporation Endron, which is linked to the spread of the destructive force known as the Worm. And that's a wrap on today's list. These underrated games prove that great experiences don't always come from the big names. Which of these games are you excited to try? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more awesome game recommendations. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.